My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia, chapter 303, The Top 3.
And whose VGC is it?
Brian, is this your favorite chapter of the week?
RGC, I mean.
Dude, I feel bad for My Hero Academia because... Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys. Dad. What?
Hello?
Sorry. I feel bad for My Hero Academia because all the chapters have just been fucking incredible, but this is unfortunately not my RGC.
Whoa.
I wanted it to be so bad, but Jesus, there's just good chapters every week competing against it.
Well, Brian, I think you'll be pleased to know that this is currently actually in the lead for the audience RGC of the week. So, rest in peace, soldiers.
Do me proud.
But in any case, I mean, yeah, it's pretty good chapter. It was outshone by Jujutsu Kaisen for me, just because it's so cool. But this is a very cool one. We pick up pretty much where we right after we left off. Esther Todoroki is like, "Dad, come on, stop fucking. Let's just fucking go and stop Toya." And that's when Hawks and Best Genius pull up and is like, "Hey, it's time to talk about what we're gonna do next." Ray immediately apologizes for what Toya did to them, and they're like, "No, chill, you're fine. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault."
It's definitely not his fault.
But
he's a grown. Well, he's not a grown ass man, but he's his own person right now, doing the most.
Yeah.
If I burn myself in the forest, I'm running to the hospital, and I'm saying, you know what? I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm not gonna turn into Dabi. That's not what's gonna happen.
Yeah, no.
Again, I'm not an emo Japanese teenager.
If I'm stuck on the top of a mountain, completely on fire, head to toe, and I've set the entire forest on fire, I'm just going to the hospital.
I'm going straight to the hospital, bro. I'm going to the emergency room, and I'm not filling out nothing. I'm not sitting down for no extended time. Take me now, please.
Look at me. I'm a monster. I'm a disaster right now.
I am a whole rotisserie chicken. Like, please save me.
I'm not going to lie. I'll stop at the store real fast to pick something up on my way to the hospital. And I'm coming down from the mountain. I'm going to get some munchies. But it's going to be a straight shot pretty much from the store.
Bro, I'm just not doing what he did. That's why I don't really.
Yeah. But, yeah, they basically kind of reconcile with what happened. Is like, yo, I mean, it's funny how Hawks is like, I watched a lot of videos on you, Endeavor, and to see how obsessed you were and how that ended up being pretty crazy. But before we get started, did you do this to Shoto? And Ray's like, nah, that was me. My bad. And Hawks is kind of impressed with Todoroki, with the idea that he's like cool with them, because he thinks back on his parents and how they were terrible people. And is like, yeesh, I just gave up on them, and this kid is just still around and, supporting his folks, despite the fact they're kind of, sort of not good. Whatevs. Anyway, that's a problem for another day. It's time for us to move on to the fucking problems at hand. Apparently, he mentions that Shigaraki, Toga got away, apparently. Spinner, Skeptic, and 132 members of the Liberation Front are all just out there. Plus 7 near high-end Nomu are also loose. And on top of that, there's still like 10,000 more convicts from these other prisons out there. So there's a lot of problems. And villains are becoming more daring, and citizens who've lost faith in heroes are fighting back, which makes it even worse. And this is the interesting part, because apparently the Japanese government has put in requests from heroes from abroad to come in and handle the situation, which is fascinating.
Spider-Man.
Imagine. I doubt it.
Oh my god, I died. I died. Please let it be some type of multiversal thing, and it's like some version of a super.
Come on, Marvel and DC.
Oh my god, I will die.
Come on, Marvel. Come on, Marvel DC. That'll be so
step
fire.
up. You know you want to, Disney. You know You want to put your hands all over this market because you can, and you can.
You're gonna tell me, Disney, that if you could buy Shueisha, you wouldn't? You're a liar.
Oh man! Oh, you know he wants to buy Shueisha. You just need to just that one little kind of crack in the arm.
Yeah, and we're talking directly to the head in the jar that is Walt Disney, who's still alive. You can buy Shueisha. Just do it.
Honest, we've already seen one hero from abroad, just not in this series. In My Hero Vigilante, we've seen Captain.
No, we're talking about
Captain Celebrity.
We're talking about getting Marvel heroes up in here, Brian. We don't have time for these rando original characters.
Fuck these guys, man. I want Batman.
Although one of them looks like the Flash. I mean, it looks like he has like the little Flash lightning bolts.
All jokes aside, this was actually like the most exciting part of the comic to me, and it was good. This is, I guess, my third favorite because I'm not putting it above World Trigger. But this I brought that up a few times. Like, yo, I wonder what's the situation with heroes around the world. But then you guys kind of told me that they addressed that in a movie already, where like basically Japan's at like the top.
But I haven't seen any movies about it. But
All Might went abroad for a bit, and he has a guy who made his like suits and shit. That's abroad. There was a hero in Vigilantes called Captain Celebrity who made an appearance for a while in Japan to like repair his image. So we've seen some aspects of heroism across seas from Japan, you know?
Yeah. I think there's also an American character in Class B. It's Pony, right? Pony Sunetomo.
Oh, I'm not sure. I didn't know that.
I remember they saying that she's like a transfer from America, so I wouldn't be surprised. But in any case, everybody's just like, yeah, I mean, they're here. The abroad superheroes are here, but the safety commission's down, so there's no paperwork. Like the paperwork that's needed to dispatch the heroes are gone, and I'm like, right now you're worried about paperwork? That's cool. But yeah, we're still like trying to figure it out, you know. But with you know, we can make this a little better. So basically, Hawks puts together is like, look, even though shit is crazy right now with you guys, I know that you're trying to be a better person, so I'm gonna lend my full support to anyone trying to be better. And he proposes that he and Best Genius and Endeavor all team up to take down villains left and right. So that'd be cool. That's like a good first start. And Endeavor's like, yes.
Helps them remain a little bit more solid. Helps with Endeavor's image a bit. It's smart.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a solid front against the criminals too. It's an overall good idea. Because I was like, damn, what the fuck do they do next?
Yeah,
that was a pretty solid idea.
Yeah, Natsuo was just like, this is only till we stop Toya. Got it? And again, he's like, yes, my son.
Yes, son. I'm sorry. I'm brought shame.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like Hawks goes on to say that, like, yeah, now that Dabi's accusation is public, there's no avoiding it. But I thought of a statement to try and get us out of here. But there's one point that we're still fuzzy on. One for all. What is it exactly?
Whoa! What is that shit?
Yeah, because apparently, not only do the heroes that were immediately surrounding the area, as Shigaraki was saying it out loud to people. No, the media has caught wind of it, and they're asking, what does one for all mean? So everybody's starting to realize the existence of one for all, and they just need to know what the fuck it means. Endeavor doesn't really know, but he was like right there as Shigaraki was kind of chanting it to himself. And he remembers how Deku called in and was like, sorry for using the private frequency, but there's a chance that Shigaraki is after me specifically. And he kind of puts it together that he doesn't know what it is, but it's related to Deku. And that's when we cut over to Bakugo shouting in my face about Deku. just being like, Deku, why'd you snooze when'd you get to snooze while I'm awake? And everybody's carrying him away because he is worsening his condition by
He's
just
coughing up blood. I didn't even notice that.
yeah, by just
Holy shit.
shouting at the top of his lungs. So yeah, it's basically explained that like Tokoyami and Kaminari are both fine and they're ready for release, and Ida and Ochako have been just like outside Deku's door, just waiting for any news. Apparently, All Might has All Might has basically said to ask everybody to leave him alone with Deku. So, as Hawks and Best Genius arrive at the front door, Ida says like, "Hey, All Might said to chill. He needs to be alone." And then we cut to inside the hospital room itself as All Might thinks to himself, "The version of me dwelling inside the boy, inside One for All. Right now, you must be talking with the predecessors." And that's where the chapter ends. Wow. We might actually get inside the One for All dreamscape next time, and this might be the time that for real we start to actually see the origin.
When we learn about Avatar 1.
Yeah, the first Avatar.
Ooh, yeah.
This is how I became the first Avatar.
That shit was lit, though.
It was lit.
That shit was lit, actually. And I appreciated it way more when I seen it on Netflix.
Oh, dude. I mean, Korra always got shit that it didn't deserve. I love that show.
I gave it some shit, too, bro. Literally because it wasn't The Last Airbender, man. I gave it a chance, and it wasn't. I did the same thing I did with a lot of other series that I've learned to not do.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least come to peace with. Set your own expectations, then you set yourself to get, for a fall, and you gotta be able to understand that and not take it out and project.
Folk show. But in terms of My Hero Academia, fun chapter. It's like it's a lot like those One Piece chapters where after arc you kind of get caught up with the world a little bit, and things starts to move forward. I'm excited that we're like getting underway and learning new things and about what's transpiring, and there's like a clear kind of path as to where we're going now in terms of the story. I think this series, every chapter comes out, I'm thinking, oh, it might last longer than I thought it would. Horikoshi might not be as done as we thought he was. So I'm excited about that. Oh, Josh, I didn't hear you. Are you muted?
I said no. I just said it seemed like it was moving much faster a month ago. Yeah, just a month ago.
Yeah,
but you're right. It is starting to feel like there's way more mileage in this, and we'll see.
Yeah, Brian, do you have any closing thoughts?
This was a really good chapter. I really like how All for One is kind of One for All is kind of unraveling now. Like, if I feel like, I don't know, maybe they'll find a way to like cover it up, but I think it would be interesting that this would be the first time that people actually figure out what One for All is, and to see the general populace's reaction to it and how that's going to affect Deku in the future. Mm-hmm. Because they were keeping it hidden for a reason, right? Because, then people would be hunting him down, essentially, to get that power. So, we'll see what happens. Maybe Hawks will find a way to bury it or something, or maybe...
It's definitely going to be an interesting plot point.
Or maybe Endeavor is like, I am One for All, or some shit like that, Like, just to take on all the responsibility, and then he ends up dying for it. Yeah.
That would be pretty wild.
I think what I think will happen is that Deku, while talking to the predecessors, he's going to learn exactly what One for All is, and then he's going to explain it to people. Like, as the media is like crowding up and everybody's asking this question, what is One for All? I think that Deku's going to come out and be like, we've been hiding this for a while, but you know what? This is the power of the symbol of peace and all that stuff. is going to be pretty fire. But no matter what, I think all of our theories are pretty like on point and pretty cool. So I'm excited for the future of My Hero.